Starting a conversation on Tinder can be hard, but it doesn't have to be. Hey, welcome to Online for Love, your #1 resource for dating by the numbers. Today we're going to be going over an online dating app called Tinder, but more specifically we're going to be going over a guide on how to start a conversation. But before I jump into this though, I do need to tell you guys about our Tinder 101 hub. It consists of 70 plus articles that can give you the information needed to master Tinder. And another indispensable necessity is our Tinder opening line formula. Using the Tinder opening line formula, we've discovered that users have received 3 times the response rate that they had before. You can find those necessities in the links in the bio down below, along with our online dating app quiz and more. In order to make this video a bit easier to comprehend, I've broken it down into these 3 sections. The first of which is some quick tips on starting a conversation, then setting up a strong profile, then features that can help you start a conversation. So this is going to move me on to number 1 on my list, but before I jumped into that, I did want to ask you guys to be sure you are hitting like and subscribe. Seriously, it really does help us push out our videos so that more users can utilize this information from us here at Online for Love. We super duper appreciate it. So this will move me on to number 1 on my list, which are some quick tips. And the first quick tip we have for you today is to try to be funny and interesting. Of course, humor is going to be something that is universally enjoyed by everybody. So if you are good at being humorous and if you are witty yourself, definitely utilize that. And if you're not, try to hone your skills a little bit to be able to be like that, because it's something that'll absolutely get a conversation going on Tinder. The second tip I have for you is to be creative when you are writing a Tinder intro. You want to make sure that when you are writing this intro that you're not doing something that is copied from the internet, and while that thing might be funny, the person you're sending it to has likely seen that same exact text over and over and over again, and a joke isn't as funny the 20th time it's told. So when you are sending anything new to another user, be sure that you're using something that's creative and not something that you've just copied. The next tip I have for you is to intrigue other users. So you want to try and get an emotional response from other users when you are sending them a message. Of course, you want this to be a positive emotional response. You don't want to be pissing them off or making them really upset or anything like that. But if you can get them to respond to you emotionally in a good way, then that's something that you definitely want to utilize. The next tip I have for you is to make some dating propositions. Now, you don't want to just keep this conversation going forever on Tinder. You want to eventually ask them out on a date, but there are right and wrong ways to go about this, and if you are smooth enough, you can really pull it off. Let's look at this example real quick. So from this example, you can see that they asked the user they were interested in, "People go on Tinder sober?" And that person actually responded saying that they only go on Tinder sober once they start, but they drink as they go along, and that actually part of their drinking game is that they had to drink because they matched with somebody who had a 3-letter name. And this very smooth response from that user says, "Now that you drink to me, how about you drink with me?" And this absolutely worked, and they have gone out on a date from this. So this is something where you're going to have to really be on your toes and really utilize your wit in order to charm the other user. And the last tip I have for you is to be sure that you are actually showing interest in the person that you're interacting with. Showing genuine interest in what their interests are. Maybe you saw something in their photos or you saw something in their bio and you're genuinely interested in it, then it's really important that you show that, because it's going to mean that you are serious about wanting to have a conversation with this person, and they're going to recognize that. So this is going to move me into number 2 on my list, but before I jump into that, I do need to tell you guys about our Tinder 101 hub. Our Tinder 101 hub consists of 70 plus articles that cover Tinder, how to utilize it, and even better, how to master it. So if you utilize our Tinder 101 hub, you'll learn how to get more matches, learn how to dominate the conversation, and get more dates. So this is going to move me into number 2 on my list, which is setting up a strong profile. So of course, when you are utilizing Tinder, it is really important that you actually have a strong profile so that you're making matches to begin with to start conversations with. Now, having a strong profile doesn't just mean having a profile that somebody will swipe right on, but it also means having a profile that somebody will be able to start a conversation with you. So when reviewing your profile, let's start with the photos. You want to make sure that all of your photos are extremely high quality, because showing low quality photos will result in a left match, and it also shows that you might not be somebody who's worth having a conversation with if you can't even post great photos on your Tinder profile. Outside of that, you want to make sure you're not posting too many selfies, and you also want to make sure that you're showing yourself doing your favorite activities as your secondary photos so that you can utilize those photos to show who you are. Your primary photo should be a picture of you alone, smiling, looking at the camera, and giving a good look of what you look like so that other users will know what you look like when they swipe right on you. So another recommendation I I have for you is to set your photos to smart photos. So what Tinder's smart photos feature actually does is it shows users all your photos randomly, and it determines which photo will actually get you swiped right on the most and puts that first. This results in a 12% higher rate of getting swiped right on, so you should definitely utilize this feature as it's free for you to use. So after your photos, the next thing a user is going to look at is your bio. So your bio should be absolutely strong, but it should be short as well, and you should avoid being pessimistic or boring on top of that. People are going to want to interact with others who are confident in their bios as well as humorous. So this is going to move me into number 3 on my list, but before we jumped into that, I did need to tell you guys about our secret Tinder opening line formula. Users who have utilized our secret Tinder opening line formula have received 3 times the response rate. So if you want to get more responses from users, especially if you're watching this video, this is a great thing to look at. You should definitely check out our secret Tinder opening line formula. So this is going to move me into number 3 on my list, which is features that can help you start a conversation. Outside of the swiping, matching, and messaging features that are on Tinder, there's actually a few different features that you can utilize to help you make conversation on Tinder. And the first feature I'll go over is the super like. So what a super like is it's a regular like, but it also lets the other user know that you've actually swiped right on them. So they'll already know that you've liked them, so when they swipe right on you, it'll become an instant match. Now this is going to be a great conversation starter because if you did super like somebody and then you match with them, you can then tell them exactly why you super liked them, and vice versa as well. If somebody super liked you, then you can ask them why they super liked you once you match with them. The next feature I want to talk about is Tinder Picks. So Tinder Picks is a completely different classification of users on Tinder. These users are typically of a high quality profile that are hand selected by Tinder's algorithm to be a great match for you. Here's the kicker though, those users don't actually know that they're top picks. So if you swipe right on a top pick and then that results in a match with them, then you can totally bring that up in conversation and let them know, hey, by the way, Tinder thought you were a top pick. Another feature is Tinder's reactions and gifts options in the messaging system. So this is a great feature to utilize, especially if you're sending a message that is kind of hard to read, as if you don't know if you're being sarcastic or not. And if you do want to show that you're being sarcastic, you could totally send your message along with an eye roll emoji and a laughing emoji to let them know that you're being sarcastic and trying to be funny about it. On top of that as well, utilizing the gift bar is great too because pictures mean 1,000 words, so you should absolutely utilize them as it can definitely bring sparks to conversations. Another feature you can utilize is Tinder's video chat option. So maybe you're not very great at texting, but you're a great conversationalist when it comes to talking to somebody in person. Well, the next best thing you can do there is utilize Tinder's video chat option called face-to-face. Utilizing this option, you can absolutely talk to other users via video through the app itself so that you can actually try to win them over in your own way that you can with your personality, the way you talk, things along the lines of that. And if your video chat goes really well, you could totally win a date with that person too. So this is a great option that I feel like not too many people utilize, but they definitely should. Another feature you can use is to boost your profile. So Tinder has a boost option available that will last for 30 minutes. And what it does is it shows your profile to 10 times the amount of users within that time span. They do also offer a super boost option as well, which will show your profile to 100 times more users for up to 12 hours. Now this is going to result in you getting more right swipes and more potential matches so that you can start more conversations with more people. Another feature is the photo verification. So the photo verification is something that Tinder utilizes if you want to have a little blue check mark next to your profile that lets other people know that you are a real person on this app. Doing so will allow you to have a conversation with somebody knowing that they're 99.9% surely to not be a catfish or a scammer. Another feature they have on this site too is called the read receipt. So what a read receipt does is it allows you to know if the other user has looked at the text that you had sent them and left it unread. So this can tell you if the other users thought your conversation or what you said was boring and didn't want to continue the conversation, or if they just haven't gotten back to your message yet to look at it and respond to it. Another feature you can utilize is Tinder Passport. Now, Tinder Passport is a great feature if you want to try and make matches from all over the globe. So if you're really interested in having conversations with people about culture and different ways of life, then this is going to be a great feature for you to utilize. Another great feature they have as well is messaging before matching. So this is a feature that's dedicated for those who are platinum users only. So when you send a super like as a platinum member, it'll actually allow you to send a pre-written message to that user as well, so that when they are looking at your profile before they decide to swipe left or right, they can see the first message that you've sent, which will significantly increase your chances of them interacting with you. Another feature is the recently active feature. So what this feature does is it shows you users who are recently active over users whose Tinder's algorithm thinks is going to be compatible with you. So that way there, when you make a match, it's more than likely that that user will already be online. You can start a conversation right from the get-go. Another feature is the likes you feature. So this is a feature that's dedicated for those who are gold or platinum members, and this feature allows you to see everybody who has swiped right on you. So if you wanted to start a conversation right away with somebody new, you can go to your likes you section on your Tinder app and swipe right on that user and instantly get a match and send them a message. And yet another feature is the Tinder You feature. So this feature is specifically for those users who are going to a university or a college. If you sign up with your Tinder profile utilizing a .edu email account, then it's automatically going to link that account to the university that you're going to, and it'll show you other students who are going to that university as well as other universities who are nearby. From here, you can totally ask questions related to their university, like what their major is or what they want to be doing in 5 years and things along the lines of that, so that you can start great conversations with these people and already have a topic to go off of. And another feature that they have that can help you start conversations with is the link Instagram feature. So you can actually link your Instagram to your account, and it'll show the first 20 or so photos on your Tinder profile. This will allow users to be able to see more photos of you and see a bit more of your personality, as well as people are completely different between their Tinder profile and their Instagram profile. It's also another place to get a topic from in order for you to start a conversation with other users. One great feature that you can actually utilize from us here at Online for Love is our Tinder 101 Hub. Our Tinder 101 Hub consists of 70 plus articles that give you the information needed to master Tinder. And another indispensable necessity is our Tinder opening line formula. Using the Tinder opening line formula, we've discovered that users have received 3 times the response rate that they had before. You can find these necessities in our links in the bio down below, along with our online dating app quiz and more. If you guys did want to see some more content from us, I do suggest you check out the videos popping up on my left and right here. And I did want to ask you guys one more time to be sure you are hitting like and subscribe. Seriously, we super duper appreciate it. I'll catch you guys here next time on Online for Love. See ya.